Hello Year 3 and welcome to your next science lesson. To begin with, I wanted to recap on some of the things we have already covered. So to start with, I have a labelled picture of a tooth, but I haven't written the words next to the correct labels, and I was hoping you could try and fill in some of those gaps. If you were unsure, you could always use your work from the previous lesson to help you. See if you can label any of these parts of a tooth without using your work, and if you get stuck, use your work to help you. You could quickly sketch it, or you could just do it in your head. But I would pause the video for a couple of minutes and see if you can name any of these parts of a tooth. Well done, Year 3, for attempting that. The outside of the tooth, the part that we can see, the white part, is made from enamel. We may have written the crown. The dentine is underneath. This part right next to the tooth will be the gum, and then below the gum we do have the bone, and underneath the dentine we have the pulp where the nerves and the blood vessels are. Very well done if you remembered some or all of those parts of a tooth. We have recently been talking about milk teeth and adult teeth, so I've also written some sentences here I'd like you to try and fill in the gaps for. Adults have how many teeth? They have this many incisors, this many canines. The 4 molars at the very back are called something something. I've left 2 gaps there. Can you fill in any of these spaces? Again, just to recap things that we have already done. Adults have how many teeth? They have this many incisors, this many canines. The 4 molars at the very back are called the something something. Can you fill in any of those spaces? Pause the video, see if you can do it, and I'll add the answers onto the board, and you can check if you were correct afterwards. Well done, Year 3. I'll just read through these answers. Adults have 32 teeth. They have 8 incisors. You have 4 on your top jaw and 4 on your bottom jaw. 4 canines, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And then the teeth at the very, very back of your jaw are called wisdom teeth. They come through much later when you are older. Today, we're going to talk about the diets of different animals. What different animals eat. Because different diets mean animals will have different teeth. And we'll be looking at the teeth of different animals. First of all, I've written 3 words onto the board. And I was hoping you could try and write what you think those words mean. The words are carnivore, herbivore, and omnivore. Now, these are different diets that an animal may have. And to give you a little bit of a clue as to what these words might mean, or what these types of animals would eat, I have written some animals on the opposite side. So next to carnivore, I've written lion, cheetah, tiger. Maybe that will give you a little bit of a clue about what those animals may eat. Herbivore, deer, rabbit, cow, horse. And omnivore, human, hedgehog, pig. So what do you think these words mean? What type of food would a carnivore eat? What type of food would a herbivore eat? What type of food would an omnivore eat? Pause the video for a minute and see if you can fill in any of those spaces. Very well done for attempting that, Year 3. I just added answers to the board and I'll just read them out for you. A carnivore is an animal that eats meat or other animals. A herbivore is an animal that eats plant, a bit of a clue in the name, herb. And an omnivore is an animal that eats plants and other animals. Very well done if you were able to name any of those words. We will continue to recap these things to help you remember. I'm not the best artist in the world, but I've attempted to draw the skull and teeth of a deer. A deer. First of all, I was hoping you could try and name these different teeth. I've tried to label them. We have teeth at the front and we have teeth at the back of the jaw there. Do you think you can try and name those teeth? Pause the video for a second and see if you can name those different teeth on the skull of this deer. It's meant to be a deer. Have a go. Can you name those different teeth? Thank you, Year 3. I have added the names to the board. The teeth at the very front are the incisors, and the teeth at the very back are the molars. So as you can see from this skull here that I have drawn, this deer does not have any canines. And the job of the canines is for tearing and ripping. Why do you think then that a deer only has incisors and molars? Can you answer that question for me? Why do you think a deer only has incisors at the front and molars at the back? See if you can answer that question as a sentence. Why do you think a deer only has incisors at the front and molars at the back? You can always pause the video. We have to think about the diet of the animal. And as you can see on the board, a deer is a herbivore. So it only eats plants. Therefore, it only really needs to bite its food and chew its food. It won't be tearing the meat of another animal. It will just be biting the plants and chewing them. Therefore, it doesn't need to have canines. So the different teeth that animals have due to the different diets that that animal may have. Just going to explain today's activity. You have this sheet. First of all, you have to describe what a carnivore, herbivore, and omnivore is, which we have discussed. You can use the video to help you. Then you have to match up the skull of these different animals with the correct type of diet. We just have to write the diet that each just match them up. The skull with the correct animal. I apologise, confused myself then. Match the skull with the correct animal. Look at the teeth and think about the diet of that animal. There are 2 or 3 questions where you have to complete. Name 2 other carnivores, name 2 other herbivores, and you can use the video to help you with that. And as a final activity, because some people may finish that slightly more quickly than others, if you do finish quickly, that doesn't mean just stop. I would like you to carry on then and do the extension if you have time. Draw and label the teeth of 2 different animals, just like I have on the board. Could you draw the teeth of a different animal and label the teeth and maybe write one sentence about the diet of that animal that you have drawn? You may be able to draw 1 carnivore and 1 herbivore, or an omnivore and a carnivore. So try to draw 2 animals with different teeth. Label the teeth and write a sentence about the diet of that animal. I will, of course, be on Google Meet to help you, so please keep coming to share ideas and ask any questions. Well done, Year 3. Thank you for watching.